Hello, painters. So we're going to work on building paint to create three-dimensional basic forms, geometric forms with acrylic paint. So it looks something like this, and keeping in mind all these different parts. Now in class, I went over all these things here. So pause the video, take a picture, whatever you need to do, so you have all the words you need. I recommend putting things in your own word, definitions in your own words, so you know what they are. But I'm going to be talking about midtones, highlights, form shadows, cast shadows, tints, which is adding white to a color. The color by itself is the hue. Adding black, you get a shade. And then how the light source will affect all of this. So that was a quick summary to lay out the page. We laid everything out, and now we're going to start to paint. So I'm using blue and white as my main things. I know a shade you said we would add black, but for the purpose of making this demo a little quicker for you, we're not going to today. We're just going to do this. Now, first thing I'm going to do is mix up my tint, or my lightest light, with white and just a tiny bit of my color. And you always start, remember, mixing with the color by itself. So I'm mixing the lightest color. Sorry, trying to zoom in and do this at once, not good. So I'm mixing just a little bit of the color with the white, just a little. And see how it's kind of sticky looking? I am gonna take just a dab of water and put it in there, but I just want a really light value. And notice it's already getting close to the ferrule, or the metal part. So I don't want that with full of paint. I want to see it's lumpy. Let's get a little water on there. It should feel, oh, do you feel that? It's smooth like butter. That's what I'm looking for with the paint. It feels like it could flow nicely. It's nice and smooth. So now I have this lighter value. My medium value then, I'm going to start with a little bit of white once again. Make a blob there, and more blue this time to get more of my midtone. And so now I should be getting a different value, and I'm putting them all in this middle well here, this middle divot, whatever you want to call it, so that I can see next to each other the difference between the two. So definitely I have a very strong difference between these three blues. I'm good. So this is going to act as my hue, as my straight color, and I can fill that in. Looks good. I'm going to set this over here. When I do my edges, I'm going to go along the edge in one smooth line. Just like when we used watercolor, I want to come at that edge once, set the edge, and then blend it in. And now I don't want to mess with that edge too much if I can avoid it. I'm going to come up to the top, make one smooth line. I'm resting my hand on my paper. So I actually moved my paper a little bit so I could get in there. Shift. And look at this, how nicely it's covering up my words there. I don't even need them anymore because I just painted them. And let's go this way. That's one of the fabulous things about acrylic, is that it is opaque. So we just use watercolor. If your watercolor is influencing you and you feel the need and you just want to make it look transparent, resist the urge, because acrylics are meant to be opaque, just like watercolor is meant to be transparent. So to clean my brush, I'm going to clean the brush by pushing it along the bottom like this, kind of back and forth. I'm not scrubbing it. The brush is my friend. I have to do it gently. Rub this on the edge, make sure there's no more paint in there. Really get my brush nice and clean before I start the next one. And I want to get the water out of the brush. So I don't want it to be too wet before I do the next one. That was maybe a little too much water out of the brush. Remember, it's too much. See how it's actually taking the paint off the palette? Too much, too much, too much. All right, now we're going to do the tint. And I should be able to cover it. Should be nice and opaque. And unlike watercolor, if I went to this edge, it would all blend, which is fabulous because for watercolor. But this is also fabulous for acrylic because I don't have to wait for it to dry. I can just come right up to that edge and cover it. Look at that. I didn't use a permanent marker to make my lines, and it's looking like it is coming into my paint just a little bit. I think we're okay though. All right, like so, all the way down. Oh yes, look, oh, I don't like that. That's gonna be an issue later. I'm not gonna worry about that right now. All right, there we go. I got my tint, I got my hue. Gonna clean off my brush again, just like I did before. Really nice, gentle along the side. Get the water out of the brush. And now the white is actually really helpful in making the paint opaque. So sometimes some colors will really look more transparent when it's just the color by itself. But it seems like I'm getting okay coverage with this blue I got here. This is phthalo blue. It's a lovely blue. Try not to dab at the edge, just totally dab at the edge. Gotta get, every now and then you just want to dab, right? But you gotta remember, one smooth line. Always works better. Rest your hand so you're not shaky. One smooth line. So while you're doing these boxes and things, this is an excellent practice in edges. We always want to be practicing our edges, nice clean edges in painting, because painting is a lot more about shape than line. When you draw, we really think about line, line, edge, all these different parts of it. But when you're working with paint, we're really working with shape. So that is my box. Et voila, the cube. Now, I'm going to do the same thing here by putting the different values on my cone, only this time I'm gonna just place the values. I'm gonna let them overlap a little bit. I'm not gonna worry so much. I want my highlight to be a little wider. That's what that second line is. So I'm gonna start with this one because it's on my brush right now, nice and easy. And I'm going to set my edge. And I need a good amount of paint here because I'm going to be blending it. So I wanna have enough on the page that I can overlap these edges and blend them together. So I get the form shadow, or the darkest part. This is my darkest value. Remember, value is the lightness or darkness of the paint. So there's my darkest value on there. I'm gonna clean my brush real good. There we go. Get most of that off. And I'm gonna do the mid-tone next. So I could probably come into this, and I have a good amount of mid-tone already mixed. So I'm gonna come back, set my edge. Tell me you can see this. Okay, yes. I just had that moment of like, am I actually under the camera? Yes, good, yes. All right, and we go here. And this comes over a little bit narrower at top because, well, it's a cone. There we go. Bring that in. Now I need mid-tone on this side too because this is winding back in space, right? So let's curve this. We will be working on table easels a little later, but right now with this paper and doing our practice, this is a little easier. So this is gonna come, there's a little more on the side there. Oh, just a good amount on the side there. Let's put some over here. There's a lot on the brush. All right, so I don't like that edge. I'm gonna fix it. Coming right up to my darkest value. There we go. Now I'm gonna come over here, get this mid-tone. So I'm not super careful with these edges. This isn't an actual edge. This is not a pyramid. This is a cone. I'm gonna blend these in just a moment. But in the meantime, I just need to get enough paint on the canvas so I can blend these. Now, let's get that off of there. Let's get some nice light highlight value in here. Oof, I didn't mix up enough highlight, did I? Let's see. Oh, it's better, I got enough there. So again, just getting the paint on the canvas right now, overlapping it or coming right up next to it. So it looks striped, right? It's like circus top. Now, this is really important. I really need to clean my brush. And it's okay that my water's a little bit blue because I'm just using blue, but you may want to change waters if you're going from like a blue to a yellow or something. All right, so what I've done now, it's really nice and clean and I'm drying it out pretty well. So there's some moisture in the brush, not much. But now, let's fix that edge. I'm gonna take this and just gently brush across those lines. And I'm not going this way. This would make mud. Remember we practiced our blend yesterday. I don't want the mud. I want to blend it. And there is a factor here. We talked about the watercolor where you just gotta stop it, leave it alone. People can reblend edges forever. Resist. You wanna oh, see, pretty good, leave it alone, okay? Now I come over here. Oh, you see it's getting a little sticky? Mm-hmm. Acrylic paint dries so fast. So I can take just a teeny touch away. I just touched the little corner. That's all I did. Teeny touch. Get a little bit of moisture back in there. There we go. Blend that. It's pretty good. Pretty good. Come up here. Yeah, I need a teeny touch. So I'm talking teeny touch. I'm going like this. Teeny touch. That's it. And then, oh, see, that's more water right there. I don't want it to get see-through. I want it to stay opaque. I'm not sure why I need to whisper that, but apparently it's very secretive. So there we go. And then I go across that line again. I can kind of blend these together. Let's see, can I blend here a little more? It's getting dark. Let's take some of that blue off of there. Maybe just do a dab of my mid-tone to bring that in. And voila! See, I said voila, and then I kept going. Oh. There, leave it alone. So now I have the cone. It's showing me these different values going from mid-tone to light, to mid-tone to dark, to mid-tone, as if it's like curving back in space, okay? Similarly, I would do the same thing with my, let's get this paint out of here. It's messy. Messy, messy, messy. I'm gonna do my cylinder down here. And this is facing the light source, so this is gonna be light. Looks like we need to mix it up a little bit more. And I can make, let's get a bunch in there. There we go. Oh, it's, look how smooth. Nice, it'll go on very smoothly. So I'm gonna make that part. Cover that up. And get this filled in. You know, students that are gone and watching this, you know how to fill in a blank space at this point. You can like zip, 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 skip 5 seconds ahead here. There you go, right? Okay. Now my highlight is over here, so let's get that value in here. Fix my edge. Put my highlight in there. Fix this edge. Doesn't have to be perfect here. I'm gonna go over these edges. Permanent marker or pencil. Really, pencil is the best for these edges. So there's that. Let's clean that off and get some mid-tone in there. Looks like I need to mix up some more mid-tone. Doesn't have to be exactly the same as the last one, but oh, look at that. That's real close, real close. There we go. All right, mid-tone. We're just gonna get a little edge as it's curling back in space here. As I've said, always, if you use sound effects, it will go better. Promise, always. All right, now I'm gonna get this edge over here because this was a mid-tone. Oh, I kind of messed up that edge a little bit. That's okay, that's okay, it's all right. So because acrylic is opaque, if you mess up entirely, let it dry, you can just paint right on top. How great is that? It's like erasable paint. But don't overwork things so many times. That's like, oh, just be done after a point, right? Leave it alone. All right, mid-tone here. One the more mid-tone area. Trying to go a little faster for y'all. Get the paint on there. Wow, more sound effects. Clean off. Let's get some of the blue. Nice dark form shadow because it's on the form. See how that works? Good, good. Yep. You got it. And we'll bring up to this edge, set my edge. Oh, just a blobby. There we go. Bring the edge up a little bit. All right, so once again, I'm gonna have all my parts here. I end up moving things around a lot so I can anchor my hand. All right, let's bring it back. Let's bring her back around. All right, I'm gonna clean my brush again. Clean it real good so that it becomes a blender, not a paint distributor anymore. All right, so I clean off all that extra water. I'm gonna start with the light because the dark, remember, whenever I mix, I start with the light. Oh, it's getting a little drier. Acrylic paints, you can't be taking too long, you know? Oh, look at that. Let's see if we can fix up that edge. It kind of picked up some paint. So I'm gonna come here, blend that. Oh, that's a nice blend. And then we'll come across. Now see how I went back? I went back a little bit. I need just a teeny touch of water here. Let's clean that up a little bit. Yeah, just see a little bit of water helped it all blend real nice. But see, now I got two colors on there. So I'm gonna go along this edge, flip it. So those two colors help it blend. There we go. Let's clean it off. Let's get that white off of there because now we're going a little bit darker. Let's get some, it's drying on me. I don't want those little white spots to show. I want it to blend out nice and smooth. There we go. Come over here. Here we go. Blend this in. And this, because I started with that mid-tone that's starting to get dry, I am using a little bit of this mid-tone here. There we go. Voila. I gotta stop saying voila when I'm not actually done. There we go. So I have it, it's a bit extreme, these values. I'm going from really pretty light to pretty dark. But if you kind of squint at it, you can see the curve as it goes. If I wanted to play with this some more, I might add a little more dark and bring this over a little bit. I feel like that mid-tone comes over a little bit more, but I don't want to make you watch me in the video do a bunch more. So, like so. All right, clean off my brush. Now I'm gonna do the sphere. Oh, look at that. That's okay. We clean it up, I write it again, it's all good. Next time I'll use my Sharpie. I should use my Sharpie. All right, I'm actually gonna start with pure white here because when you blend in the circle, it's, ooh, too much water on the brush. When you blend in that circle, it's really easy for one color to kind of get taken over by another. So I'm gonna start pure white. Let's just get rid of that. Here for my highlight. And then I'm gonna start to pick up some of this next color around here. That's gonna blend in there. And this, I don't know, I really like radial blending like this. I think it's the most fun. No, I didn't mix up enough paint and it's starting to dry on me. So let's quick mix up some more of this business. Let's go here and come around. Just kind of getting my edges in there. You can draw rings too if it helps. I just wanted to play with it a little bit more without it. Looks like I need more of that light value, doesn't it? And I'll take my darker value around this edge. And you can use your round brush for this. You can get in these edges a little more. I'm gonna continue with my flat right here. Try them out. Try out what you like, see what you like. And end up covering up that M a little bit, I think. Let's get a little more here, and then I'll do just a little more of my mid-tone right here on this edge. I know this is getting a little long. Feel free to, you know, watch and fast forward, skip as needed. All right, I still want nice edges, so I'm gonna get a little bit of a tiny touch of water here. A little bit of my mid-range value and come around, get that nice edge there. See, that part went better because I made a sound effect. See, that's how that works. I should be hearing these sound effects in class, people. I should. All right, let's get this little lighter in here. I think we need more of this lighter value. It's gonna get kind of, I need that to be a little thicker. See, already that white's like going. All right, here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna clean up my brush. I'm gonna get some white in there for this edge. Oh, I need to really clean. Let's do a for sure total clean in the water again like we did before. So we can come back and not lose that white because blue is powerful. It's a powerful color, it's dark. All right, let's get some more white in there. Oh, there we go, now we're talking. Now I'm gonna take this, watch, this is the fun part. You watch, this is the swirly part. And then you keep coming around. See, if I go back there, it's going to change that. So I kind of like work my way out. I need a little water in there, a little less paint, I think. So I can blend these parts here. There we go. Oh, just nice. This is getting dry. Oh, so quick and dry, so quick. This is probably the hardest. That's why we did the sphere last. Because you got to be quick. And then it's also blendy. There isn't like an edge where you stop the blendiness, right? You just got to keep the blendies. I'm picking up a little bit of this color to bring that back in. And we're getting an edge in here, aren't we? We might need to clean the brush to fix that edge right there. There we go. So here, my cast shadow, I want to get to that too. My cast shadow, this is the light part, is going to be like a flattened, squished version on the table of this one. Cast shadows should never have edges. They don't have outlines. They look fake that way. So I'm going to come up to here. And it's cast because it's cast on the table. And then this would, too much, come around this way. I need a little teeny touch of water to blend that. Tell me I'm on the camera. Okay, good. Like so. There we go. I feel like I would like to clean the brush and get rid of that edge there. Didn't mean to touch it. Come on, clean my brush, clean my brush. I want it to be only a blender. I just want to get rid of this edge. So it's more gradual. Oh, I like that better, I like that better. So there's just a little bit of water on the brush, a tiny touch. There we go, so it kind of blends in more gradually. And there we go. Sphere, cone, cylinder, cube. All there for you. There's your words, things to know.